guess all of that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted. East Coast, the 6'4's hitting switch. It's not a conflict of interest.
With the business, West Coast in them timberlands, deep up in them trenches. It's no difference. Neither one play games when swinging for them fences. We want the finer things that's expensive. That hit them either close range or at a distance. If God for me, why bother? I got my game from the Godfather. Top of the food chain, rock bottom. And handle my business when it was my problem. Jeep. Flossing with a gold chain. I got my Turkish rope with matching gold things. Bomber jacket in the winter, it's a cold game. I met some East Coast up in Spokane. Some of the realest in this dope game. I got my curly top looking like special ed. Clean fade on the side, bumping that red head. Clean tags when I ride, ducking the feds. East Coast, they get that bread. You you end up dead. Them West Coast, they leave that spray. And now you got only your dread head.
If God for me, who could be against me? I guess all of that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted.
Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020.
Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the San Francisco 49ers
and the Las Vegas Raiders. And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. This taken in at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. It's Jacobs to start the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Well, this defense for the Niners, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And they needed to be because our offense struggled throughout the game. Sometimes as a defense, you're not just shutting down the opposing team's offense, but you have to outplay their defense as well, and that's what they did in their last game.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
On third down, here comes Jacobs. Room here to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Another good run there. He's been good all season long. I don't know if he's going to win that MVP award, but just to be in the discussion, obviously that means he's had a great run.
The raw numbers put him in the discussion. Can he carry his team to enough victories? Can he put him in a spot where we say to ourselves, well, an MVP carries his team to the playoffs. That's what he's going to need in order to get that award.
The Raiders at 9-6 now. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Josh Jacobs with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Raiders will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Lance and the 49ers now, 1st and 10 at their own 22. They started on the ground with Eckler. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Here's Lance. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. A big play there for the Niners. 47 yards. Running on first down, Eckler. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
That's good power football on first and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there. But that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It hasn't been a real good start to this game from a defensive perspective, but now after the incompletion on second down, things may be changing. If they can come up with one more play, they might be able to get out of it with just a field goal attempt.
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. Lance on the keeper. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Raiders pick it up. He's at the 50. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So the turnover forced and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Well, a good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. 93. Now Carr. He hits Adams complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll come out in the pistol. Here's Jacobs. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Carr, a quick throw. It's complete. Touchdown! Hunter Renfrow, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one.
And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle. And they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms, but I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover, a takeaway, a key sack on 3rd down, a 3-and-out. Something lets the other guys know that you mean business. Figuratively, throw the first punch and make it a good one.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Play action. Now it's Lance.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
Divine Diablo dropping him behind the line of scrimmage. Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively. And, Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive. And it's been paying off for them so far this game.
Trying to lay one up deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to again amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just now supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
49ers have an extra defensive back on the field, a nickel set for 3rd down. Here's Carr. And it's complete to Adams.
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Davante Adams, 65 yards.
And the Raiders take a 3-touchdown lead.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
On 1st down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Lance. That is incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Throwing now is Lance. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
Hall has it knocked loose. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
I remember sitting in special teams meetings, and at some point during the meeting, the coach would always say, you better treat this one just like you're playing offense or defense. It's a big part of the game, and we just saw evidence of why right there with that fumble.
Yeah, fumble on the punt, and after it was turning up to be a pretty decent return.
Yeah, a really nice return. They were going to be set up okay, and the offense would feel good running onto the field. And now the defense has to try it out there and try and slow them down.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced them to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
On play action, Lance. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
I'd give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
The Niners on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. To throw, it's Lance. Running the slant, Gray with it. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. And he will find his man Samuel. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 23 yards, the final tally. Up the middle with Eckler. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Austin Eckler with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Niners get a bit closer. When you talk about certain guys just having a nose for the end zone, he's one of them, and he was not going to be denied there.
And defensively, especially in the red zone, you've got to be able to at least slow him down and hold on for dear life. But he's able to get out of a couple of tackles there, and not enough people got there in time. Pretty poor on that defensive side of the ball.
Fields it right around the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. And they've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Adams the man in motion right. Second down, Jacobs once more. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And
extra DB for the 49ers now on third. Adams the man in motion right. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. They find some open field here. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 98 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. On play action, now Carr. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that'll make it second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Throwing his car on 3rd down. And the Niners get there and bring him down. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as he'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Here we go. Hey, watch this.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lance. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lance completes it to Samuel. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. Lance looks to throw again.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Lance to throw on second down here. That's caught downfield by Kittle. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 27 yards there, a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Off of play action, here's Lance. And he'll let this go deep for Lazard. And this one is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And Lance will try again on second down. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Ready.
A final shot before half for Lance. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Rock Ya-Sin. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover. They want to try and put points on the board.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 54 yards on the ground for him so far.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. It's Eckler again. Oh, he's got a little daylight. There he goes left side. 20, 10, touchdown, 49ers. Austin Eckler with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Niners come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Gold with the extra point, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Here comes Hall. He's going to bring it out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
That second down play nets a -4.
Getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one goes sailing out of bounds. Where did it cross? Well, they're going to say on this side of midfield.
Now a play fake. Lance.
Flushed out. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Max Crosby in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him.
Someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Another try after the first down sack.
Lance.
And this throw will be intercepted.
Picked up by Nate Hobbs.
And the Raiders are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Well, that puts a little bit of a wrinkle in the comeback bid.
Yeah, everything had turned around for them, hadn't it? I mean, things were now going their way. But you did mention it's a wrinkle in their comeback bid. It's not the death knell for them by any stretch, but now they've got some extra work to do in order to climb all the way back.
And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
111 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. From the 40 now on 2nd down. Carr on the out route. This is Adams with a catch. On the move past the 40. Still going. A big play there on the catch and run. 54 yards. I know it's tough to make tackles in the open field, but that one hurts because he got a little bit extra after the missed tackle.
Receivers are coached so well, they have to break at least 1 tackle after the catch. He did that on that play.
Adams, the man in motion left. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. One more time with Jacobs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. 1st and goal, no gain. 2nd and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball 3rd time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
Six plays got him down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal. They'll run with Jacobs. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
Daniel Carlson from Raider field goal.
Carlson able to put this one through. And a lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. So 3 points response there to that opening touchdown in this 3rd quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the 2nd half and take over.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.